Hey guys, it's Kelsey and welcome to How to Kill a Kit with Style Kit Share for February. As you know, I use Felicity Jane's Jill collection and I got 10 layouts out of it, which I'm pretty happy about. If you guys saw the initial kit share, I had mentioned how usually with my Felicity Jane kits, I get 8 pages out of them, which I feel like it's really good because you're given 8 12 by 12s in the collection. So getting 8 pages out of it, I feel like is great. But I had mentioned that with this particular collection, because we were given all these extra like vellum sheets and stuff, I could use like pattern paper. I was hoping that would help me be able to stretch my kit even more, as well as I had the 6x6 grab bag from Black Friday. So this awesome wood grain on this first page is actually a 6x6 paper that I stretched behind this photo. And that really helped me get a lot of mileage out of my paper because, as you can tell, as far as the pattern paper from the collection on this page, I use these 2 little strips of this pink floral and then a couple strips of the vellum. And that's all the pattern paper from this collection. And this was a branding strip from another page. So I started out really excited that I was going to be able to get more pages out of this collection than I usually do. So this was the first one I created. I really wanted to play with all the little bits and pieces we got in this one. They had lots of cute little mini chipboard things, cute little die cut. I got one of the tags on here, the cute little puffy stickers from the alphabet sheet. I was really excited to get a piece of vellum. I really tried hard to get vellum on every, if not almost every page. So this is my first layout I did. I really wanted to focus on this pink and then pulling in some of the grays. And then you can just see I scattered my embellishment along the side. This was a pocket card that I fussy cut. This little chunk here was the bottom part of this tag that I snipped and brought down to the bottom to kind of save it. But yeah, so this is page 1. Got a couple of labels on there, a couple of chipboard banners. I think it turns out really cute. I love these little tiny tags that come in this collection. This little gingham banner was left over at the end of the month, and I went back and found a little spot for it just because I feel like there was no reason that it should have been left out this month. So that actually did make it on a page. So there was layout 1. Layout 2 was like super simple. I did notice this in the beginning of the month that a lot of my pages were very minimalistic because I was consciously trying to stretch this collection. So in the beginning, I was very frugal about doing more minimal pages so that I really had a lot of supplies moving forward to stretch. So again, I used one of the solid pieces from this collection. I gutted a huge chunk of this yellow from behind this. This leopard print was a pattern paper I matted on a vellum, printed vellum that I matted on white so you could really see the true colors. I got a pocket card, a couple of the cute little die cuts, this really cute chipboard piece. This tag was also left over at the end of the month, so I found a home for that, so it got used up. I did some stitching. I used this awesome, cool netting. This page is about Billy and I watching my mom play tennis. So I really felt like this was appropriate. It reminded me kind of like a tennis net. And then I just pulled in a couple of wood veneers. I thought it was really soft and went with Billy's colors. This was for a Secret Not Secret Kit Club challenge. This one was set by Sarah Scrap's fairy tale challenge based off of Pinocchio. So we had to use string and wood on a layout. So that's how this one really came together. And this one, if you hadn't seen it, is from the Telephone Hop Round 4. So this was a scrap lift. So if you haven't seen that one, that's where that one came from. So there are these 2. I also thought it was a cool idea to keep the branding strip on this page. So I actually cut a chunk off from the top of this page instead of the bottom because I wanted to keep the scallops detail. So I think that's really cute too. And then this polka dot branding strip here, I cut into a banner. So yeah, that's that one. Layout 3 was for a Stamp With Me. I think it was also this was Chamel's challenge for the last scrap party for the Secret Not Secret Kit Club. So she challenged us to get 1 big circle and 2 little circles on a page. So that's what I did there with my doily and these 2 little pink circular pieces. I also got some of the acetate on here, another big sheet of vellum. Again, on this one, like I didn't use any pattern paper from the collection. I used this vellum sheet, a pocket card, and then some of the ephemera pieces. I got some of the die cuts, acetate, and chipboard on here, and then just used ink to create my design, added some washi tape, and that's pretty much how this one was. Again, a cute little chipboard tag. I love those. So again, but more minimalistic. I did get a couple of the little ephemera pieces on here, but as far as pattern paper, again, being very frugal, did not use any pattern paper on this one except for one of the vellum sheets. So, and then a pocket card. So there's that. I think I got a pocket card on every one so far. I think I did, because that was a pocket card. This is a pocket card, that's a pocket card. So I'm trying really hard to use pocket cards this month because I had a lot of pocket cards left over from the last Felicity Jane collection I used. So yeah, trying really hard to use those. And then this one, what was this one for a challenge? This one was for, yes, the flash challenge for the Secret Kit Club. This was the M&M challenge. But yeah, I really wanted to go with this monochromatic color scheme with the yellows and then just pull in grays and blacks from the collection. So again, I used the scrap of this gingham vellum that was left over from that first page. I used a couple branding strips here to create a little border. Got another one of the tags. This heart was a branding strip that I fussy cut. Here's the rest of that polka dot branding strip from that other page. I got all the acetate black heart ephemera on here. Is this loose? I need to re-glue this. You guys, I tried using wet glue to glue down these acetate pieces because it dried clear. I thought that was the best way to do it, but they have been falling off. So I've just been having to go back with my glue tape instead. So pardon me while I put my page back together. But yeah, thought that was cute. Got some Nuva drops here. This is actually a Q, but I didn't have I only had one G left over and I needed 2 G's for this title. So I used Q's and tucked the descending part of the letter underneath the paper so it would read like a G. But yeah, that's this one. I really like how I got the vellum used up. And then again, because this part was gutted, covered, I gutted this striped from behind there. So there's that one. Again, really simple, but I'm liking the monochromatic thing and the simple clusters. I think that looks really sweet. So there's that one. This one was a scrap 5 challenge, and then Marcus had also pulled in a few things he wanted me to use. So these wood veneer and these twine I used up for Marcus. And then Jennifer had challenged me to use some of these black metallic elements that she had sent me in some Happy Mail. So this was pretty much a triple challenge between the 3 people who had said it, but I really like how it turned out. I love this green star paper. I knew I wanted to use it as a background on a page. And then I took a scrap. Is that a scrap? No, I just took a chunk of this green stripe. I used a branding strip. I pulled in some of my stash to have these little stickers here and there. I really liked that. This Love You was from a pocket card. So again, so far I've gotten a pocket card on every page, which I thought is awesome. But I just love all the textures in this one between the metal and the twine and the wood. I just think it looked really cool. So there is that one. My little blush Nuva drops did not dry smooth on this one, but that's okay. So yeah, but I really like that one. Got my last little scrap of the gingham vellum on here. This cute little tag from, I think this one was from Jennifer. And then one of those chipboard pieces. So yeah, I think this one turned out really cool. So there's that one. This one wasn't even a challenge. I kind of was getting towards the end of the 12 by 12s and I had so many pocket cards still. And I was like, I've been doing good. I've gotten 1 pocket card on every page so far, but I really wanted something where I could use a lot of the pocket cards and a lot of the scraps that I've accumulated so far. So I love this pattern background. I matted it on a solid and then gutted the solid from behind here. So those will, you'll see on future layouts. I love this Hello Beautiful vellum sheet. So I wanted to use that as a large column so you could really see that pretty text. But yeah, other than that, I took 3 different size circle punches and just punched out pretty much most of the most of the pocket cards that I had left, as well as a few scraps. I had this this polka dot vellum. I had some scraps, so I used that, and then a couple of these solid scraps from the previous one. But this one I really wanted to focus on getting a lot of the smaller scraps and pocket cards on a page, so I did this really cool circular border across the page. I threw in a few little die cuts I popped up on some foam, some title, and some Nuvo drops, and that one was pretty much it. This one was really simple, but I'm really glad that I got a lot of pocket cards used up this way. So there's that one. This one, again, was not for a challenge, but again, I noticed I was getting towards the end of my patterned paper and I still had a lot of vellum. So this one was focused on using a lot of the pocket cards. This one was focused on using a lot of the vellum. So I had this yellow stripe that I gutted from behind this page, and I used that as a big horizontal shelf, and then I matted these 3 different sheets of vellum. These 2 were from leftover from another pages, and this was a full sheet, but I matted them on white and used them like pattern paper, and I really like how this one came together too. I got a lot of the leopard used up. I used leopard on that second page. Yeah, I tried to use a lot of leopard early in the month because I knew I'd have a hard time with it, but I still gutted this vellum from behind here, so there's that piece reappearing and getting used up on another page. Yeah, I just thought it was cool to use vellum like pattern paper this month, so that's how I created my layers. I really wanted to use up the leopard, so I used these 3 tiny little leopard print ephemera and just layered them with a little word sticker and tiny little yellow enamel dot and tiny little black heart enamel shape. But I think that looks really cool. I also did a chain stitch going around. Oh my gosh, Billy's fur is everywhere. Chain stitch going around all my layers, and I think that turned out really fun. So again, it was pretty simple, but I really like that I got a lot of the vellum and the leopard print used up on this one and got to play with my chain stitch. So there is that one. This one is for today, actually. So if you have not seen this process video, it is up today for the multi-photo hop. So lots of ladies got together to do multi-photo pages because we always have requests to do multi-photo layouts. It's really easy to design when you only have one photo to worry about, but it's not really practical for a lot of people to scrapbook one photo at a time. Most of us have lots of photos from one event that need to get on a page. So this was a great way to get a lot of inspiration from different ways you can use multiple photos on a layout. I decided to try this layout. This is one of my go-to designs for when I have 3 horizontal 4x6s. I love layering them up in a big column on the page and then doing a cluster here and a cluster here. Here I had 2 4x6 portraits, so I thought it would be fun to try and take my go-to idea for when I have 3 landscape 4x6s and do it with 2 4x6s instead. So that's kind of where this one came from. I used my scrap from what I gutted behind this page of the solid. I used a full sheet of this scallopy vellum, which is really pretty. And then I matted it all on this gray floral and then gutted behind there so that I'd have that piece for a different layout. But I really tried to stay monochromatic with the pinks and the grays, which I thought was really nice. I pulled in a few pieces from my Hannah collection, which I used for How to Kill a Kit with Style January 2019. So I've had these little bits knocking about for over a year. So I pulled in a couple of the pink and rose gold. This label, this rose gold little tab, and this little die cut here were from the Hannah collection, but I've mentioned how Felicity Jane collections work really well with each other. So I pulled those in, as well as a few pink elements from this collection. I got one of those floral acetate pieces on here, as well as this really nice scallop that I loved from the die cut collection. And then I just pulled in 2-tone enamel dots to finish it off. But yeah, that's this one. I thought it was really cool to try and do this this design with 2 4x6s instead of 3 6x4s, or do I have that backwards? I don't know. Again, used a branding strip, that scalloped branding strip from this solid piece to border that, so I think that looks really cool. So there's that one. Again, here's a scrap from a pocket card I also got tucked in. I think that's all for this one. And then this one, was this for a challenge? This was for off the board with pineapple papers. I used a Pinterest mood board to do this page, which was really fun. I love using mood boards, but I don't challenge or pin those myself really. I usually use mood boards when it's a challenge for a group and they give us one. But I saw a mood board that was really, really pretty, had these yellows, pinks, and two-tone grays in it. And as soon as I saw it, I pinned it because it was pretty, but then I was looking at it and I was like, I can do that with this collection. So yeah, I used that to pull from what I had left, all of the colors in the mood board, and then I ran with that for this page. So really, this one and the next one, I'm just playing with scraps. I have no 12 by 12s left. I'm just playing with what I had left over. So this one I pulled in all the pinks and yellows from what was left over. Got a bunch of these acetate pieces on here, little yellow die cut, another sheet of the vellum, and some branding strips used up. I also went in with a yellow mustardy pen and faux stitched around the outside. So I thought that was really nice. It brought in some of this yellow detail. But yeah, there's this one. And then the final page was for a Stamp With Me hop. And again, kind of the same idea as this one. I had picked all the yellows and the pinks out from the collection to do this mood board challenge. So I was left with a lot of the greens and grays and blacks. So I used the same kind of idea to compose my page. This was a real-time process video. I've had a lot of questions on how I go about killing a kit and doing that final layout. So this was a great way where you can kind of get in my head and figure out how I compose the final page from a kit. So I had this big chunk of this green stripe left over, and I really just staggered these pieces. You guys saw it in the process video, how this design came together. But I really like staggering them like this. And then I did some heat embossing with stamping on this plain piece of black paper, a little bit of journaling, cute little title, a couple gray enamel dots. I finished using up the rest of the green ephemera, as well as this gray tag, which I really thought was nice that it ended up on this final page with the same scrap. I think that is balanced nicely. But yeah, so there's that one. So those are all the pages. I'm really glad I got 10 pages out of a Felicity Jane collection where you only start out with 8 papers. So I thought that was great. But really quick, I am just gonna go over what I have left over from this collection. I am completely out of the vellum sheets. I used all of them. I think they gave you 10 to begin with. I'll have to watch my kit share again. I can't remember. Used all of the vellum. Have nothing left of the pattern papers. Used it all. I don't have even a smidgen left. It's gone. I used all of the chipboard bits. I used all of the die cut bits. And so what does that even leave? I have, how many pocket cards did they give you? 12. I have 2 left. I have the leopard print one that I could not get on either of the leopard print pages that I did. And I have this multicolored stripe that I didn't do. So 2 pocket cards, which is much better than last year. Was really happy about that. The acetate pieces I knew I was gonna have a hard time with. I'm surprised I got as much as I did used up, but I still have 3 of the floral acetate bits. These were just really hard for me to use because they really needed to go over white, because obviously when you put this clear over a pattern, it really gets lost and busy. But I will save these because again, it's just black and that will go with any other Felicity Jane collection. So I have all 3 of these left, and then I have the yellow dot border acetate strip left. But I used all 3 of the other ones as well as all 9 of the little bits and pieces, and I used one of these florals up. I just didn't get to all 3 of them. So these are all the ephemera I have left out of everything. I used all the chipboard, all the die cuts, and so these little acetate bits are all I have left. The only other thing is the alphabet, I think. I did not have the stamp set for this collection, so I didn't have that to play with. As far as the alphabet goes, I did really well with this too. I can still make out a couple small words, but I used a lot. I mean, there's not a whole lot left, so definitely have some numbers. I knew that there would be numbers left over, but as a whole, that's what I have left from the alphabet. So this is everything that is left over from that collection. I am super pleased and I'm super excited about the next couple months of How to Kill a Kit with Style. So I'm trying to get those planned, but I'll see you tomorrow for next month's kit share. Make sure you check out everyone else today who is sharing their layout share from what they made this month. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.